Hey, this is Declan Dunn at the New Media Game, and what I want to share with you today is how to measure the effect social media and mobile marketing have on your business, what I call the Brevenue formula. And Brevenue merely means branding that creates consistent, ongoing revenue. Branding means to be remembered here, not just to put your brand as a big brand would be able to do it, but to think of your business as a brand, your name, and making sure that that memory is then referred to others. That's what generates revenue, and that's what you should measure. So, for the next few minutes, let me share a view of the new media game you're playing, even if you don't know it. It's all about building your audience by referral and measuring the referral, not measuring the first contact as most marketers do. See, the new media business funnel starts over here with friends, not eyeballs, not prospects, but people connecting in these social atmospheres for pleasure. And what they're doing is finding their interests, friendships, things like this. It's very scattered, it's very ADD driven, for lack of a better word. But most importantly, it's a place that's very short term. So you need to engage them and move them to become fans. And in this term, I use the conversion either fans means repeat visitors if I'm doing advertising revenue, or fans are people who opt into my list or my social network or contact my business for further contact. In mobile, that means SMS and app downloads as well. So moving them from friends into fans means putting them into your world so you can then drive them into the traditional world that most marketers live in, how to convert them to customers, the world driven by solving problems, providing solutions to pain. How do you do this? Well, the key is the challenge is connecting. You need to take the social media tactics and not just take a PR person's approach. No disrespect, but PR without conversion is just a bunch of people talking. You need to drive them to your business and think about, let's say about 20% of those are really interested in moving to the next step. They're really interested in buying and moving to that world that most of us live in, and most of us aren't even like moving into social or mobile because it's not proven. Because all we're doing is trying to market the old way to solve pain. What we're all trying to do is create a bridge. So let me show you a bridge we've created to give you an example of a co-op advertising approach and how it's measured. Now, this company, Sun Food, is already very successful, have an affiliate program, very successful Facebook fan page, a big email list. Their job is to drive conversion. They're already participating in social areas, but they need content. And you can ask users to generate content, but at a certain point that's sometimes uncontrolled, sometimes you don't get response. There's like 5% of the people supposedly who actually participate. And this is the first wave, the evaluators, the curators, the people with way too much time and way too little money. And at that level, you should recognize it, honor it. And what they're doing at Sun Food, they said, well, what can we do to drive interest outside of what we're doing? So the co-op advertising model actually brought one of our clients, Chef Tina Joe, into their world. She creates video content and recipes and vegan cooking. So the match was a long engagement where there's two conversions. Sun Food is obviously measuring traditional business conversions as they would. They get publicity, they get good content, a great show, and it's tied into their product. Chef Tina Joe, who is just starting out, gets exposure to a list of buyers, is able to develop her followers. Hopefully, in her case, her conversion will be focused on emails and followers to her show. And Sun Foods would be obviously that plus conversion to sale. So, what we're really talking about in the new rules of marketing is first step, friends, are branding. And it's a no sales first contact. This is what my marketing friends don't get. They're not eyeballs or prospects. That's a pain game. They're friends. Friendly voice, invite them to play and explore and measure your referrals and measure your conversion on referrals. I go into that in my blog post. Step two, you turn them into fans and measure by repeat visitors where you're selling ads if that's your game. But most of us are either getting emails or engaging them in our world. That could be joining your social network. If your Zappos contacting you via Twitter, beginning the dialogue, not from the ADD runaround driven world of social and mobile where they're moving, but calling them out and getting them to stop and seeing if they're interested and measure by referrals. Often we do that by putting a link in for the referrals so that we can measure how much of that traffic came from referral. And if you're smart, you can even use affiliate links to track that to conversion. See, the goal is repeat visitors if you want to sell, opt-ins if you want to grow your business. And finally, customers are in control and you can't harness them. This is the world all the businesses making money live in and are complaining that social and mobile aren't proven. Well, if you want to measure success, it's important that what you're looking for is what you're going to find. You're not going to find the world of Google where it solves problems and pain. You want to drive them to that world. It's not that that world's gone, it's that there's a new layer, and social has created it, and this is huge. So use questions, rewards, and incentives to encourage your small percentage of active users to participate, provide social proof, and their activity drives referrals. When people see that from the first wave, that's where the buying activity comes in. Buyers aren't on the first wave, they're on the second. So remember, I'm going to go in and talk later on about friends and branding to pass it on, but for now, my name's Declan and I'm done with this brief Brevenue formula. And please ask your questions below. I'd like to see what you're doing to solve your problems in the new media game.